Hadi Choopan Arnold Classic 2024 vs Brandon Curry Arnold Classic 2019, both at their best. Front double biceps. This pose foreshadows what we're about to see throughout the whole comparison. Brandon dominates the upper body and Hadi dominates the lower body. Brandon's conditioning is good, so he's not going to lose the comparison because of that. Now, is Brandon's weak lower body as big of a problem here for him to lose the entire pose? Because in the upper body he wins everything there is to win in this pose, from better guns to a better V-taper. I'd say this is a subtle 1-point win for Brandon overall. The front lat spread greets us with the same story. It's true, arms are pretty much out of the equation here and Hadi looks better in this pose than in the front double, in my opinion. But look at Brandon. Can you go against him? Honestly, I'm not the kind of fan that only sees his favorite winning everything for neither of these guys, and my eyes keep going to Brandon. This pose is tighter than the previous, but I would still have Brandon take the 1-point win. Side chest is next, and Brandon's lower body doesn't look like a weak point from the side. He's not winning the side leg against Hadi, but his wheels cannot knock him off like in the previous poses, allegedly. And in the upper body, I have Brandon winning again. He's got rounder and fuller muscles. Now Hadi looks pretty good himself, but this has to be a standard 2-point win for Brandon. He simply wins the pose in my eyes. Back double biceps, and things just became more complicated. Brandon simply destroys Hadi's upper body while Hadi does the same thing with Brandon's lower body. Now, Hadi's upper body is not such a glaring weakness as Brandon's lower body, but I can't award someone a back pose simply because of the lower body while massively losing in the back department, and arms also. So I'm going to use the draw option for this pose, as I cannot award Brandon a win with that awful lower body neither. So 1 point each. The back lat spread goes to Hadi, no doubt. As we established, he's destroying Brandon's lower body, and for this pose, I believe he beats him in the upper body too. It's debatable upper body actually, because Brandon's lat spread is great too. This is almost a 3-point win for Hadi overall, but just because Brandon has a pretty strong back too, I'm making this only a standard 2-point win for Hadi. Side triceps, and this has to be the most hotly contested pose in this whole comparison. Again, from the side, Brandon is not quite disqualified by his legs, quote unquote, and overall he has the rounder muscles. Hadi is drier and more defined, especially through the chest and midsection. The triceps are comparable, maybe the slightest edge to Brandon, but overall I have to give Hadi the pose. It's a 1-point subtle win for Hadi. Abs and thighs, and I was so prepared to award Hadi a 3-point win, but Brandon does a great job himself. He will lose the pose and it will not be subtle, but that crazy V-taper will keep him away from a decisive loss too. Hadi wins 2 points here for having the better midsection and the better thighs. The most muscular pose is another tough one. Hadi's core is unmatched with those striated pecs and hard midsection, but those arms are holding him back big time, especially because he's up against Brandon with his full round, feel heat like arms. The crab variation makes it obvious for me that this is a win for Brandon. Because of Hadi's superior hardness and better lower body, this is just a subtle win for Brandon, 1-point win. Wow, this was a tight comparison. We had a tie in the back double and we have a tie on points, which is the criteria to win an analytical comparison on this channel. But since there's a tie, the bodybuilder with more poses wins, and today that's Brandon Curry.